Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I spent the morning printing 4 images here. There were actually a couple more that I thought 6 is too many to squeeze into a video, especially now that these are supposed to be short form. One black and white, which I'll talk about in a moment. 3 colours. They're all a little bit different from one another, and the surprising thing to me was that it was a day where I didn't think I'd really got much to talk about. Anyway, hop along with me. We're going back to Cambridge and it's August. Well, it's not, but it was when I filmed this. So I'm in Cambridge this morning, and over my shoulder you can see Clare Bridge, and that is the oldest surviving crossing of the River Cam in Cambridge, built just before the Civil War and managed to survive Cromwell's troops' attempts to destroy all the bridges. It's a busy place, hunts going backwards and forwards, bringing lots of tourists through today, and that kind of helps with street photography because this is a place that's very used to people taking cameras out and, you know, shooting what's going on around. So it's helpful you kind of blend in with the background a bit, and as you can see there's quite a lot going on down on the water this morning. Beautiful place to be. So this is Great St Mary's Church, and it's always been known as the doorway to the university because every new graduate had to preach their first sermon here. And it was in Latin, imagine that. It was also a very pivotal place during the English Reformation, and lots of fiery speeches were made from the pulpit in here. So it's a very historic church right in the heart of the city of Cambridge. And I'm going to see if I can get up to the top, because 123 steps and gives a really good view back down over the market, which is where I'll be in a moment. So 123 steps later, and quite a few breaths, I'm up here. Not amazingly high, but a fantastic view over the Cambridge colleges and down onto the river. I'm not sure whether you can see in here the field with the little hay bales in it, and the river just beyond that. People walking along. Boy, that's quite a steep climb. And the market, for some reason it's called Market Hill. Maybe it was steeper back in medieval days, but it's pretty flat to me. In fact, the whole area is pretty flat, Cambridgeshire. So possibly this is a hill compared to where the river is just behind me. But there's been a market here for 800 years or something, since I think they were given royal permission by bad King John. So I love the stripy roofs. I'll be down there later using the 56mm lens on the X-T5, so that's about an 85mm equivalent. I'm hoping it'll give me an opportunity to get in close on some faces, people browsing books, choosing their fruit and vegetables, flowers, etc. And being lost in the moment, maybe I will have a chance to be a little bit more deliberate about what I'm shooting rather than shooting them clandestinely from the hip. I think you get a sense here of just how small Cambridge really is. as well as how historic, but I'm right in the centre of town here, and it's really not very far before you get this massive swathe of green, hills in the distance. You know, it's a small place really, and all the better for it. So this is King's Parade. Looks very smart and grand now, which indeed it is, but it used to be part of the pig market, so you can imagine the smells and all the sides of the town mixed together, the hoi polloi, the great unwashed, the rich and famous, all together here. And then of course all the Cambridge alumni would roll through here, so Stephen Hawking passing through regularly. During the Civil War, Royalist riders supposedly staged a midnight parade through here, trying to rally some support. Legend has it, but it turned out to be just a few tipsy Loyalist soldiers who'd had a little bit too much out on the town. So yeah, an area really steeped in Cambridge history. Very much on a coffee vibe, and again an image that I perhaps wouldn't normally take or isn't characteristic of me is this one. It's almost a street still life, I suppose. It was the amazing light coming through the window. This is the seat I'd actually been sitting in, and I'd left about 2 minutes before. But the light just does some wonderful things, as does the geometry in the image. So you've got the main frame here, you've got another little intrusion from I think it's a board, a sandwich board or something there. There are a lot of horizontal, vertical lines in here, but the chair is obviously the star of the show, that bright white shining out beautifully. It's framed by the shadow on the left hand side of it and by the natural frame of the window. I like the writing on the wall as well. The writing is on the wall. It's actually on the window. I like that. I like the white and how that resonates with the chair. I can see this as a poster. I can see it as a postcard. It's one of those images that works at pretty much any size, and I think I'll be printing out this one quite a few times. It's got a slightly low contrast matte finish to it. It's printed here on Pro Luster paper, which is probably my favourite paper for printing on. This image was taken outside the cafe, and the focus quite clearly is on the light bulb. Everything else falls out of focus, and that strangely makes it even more attractive because we are drawn to the silhouette here of the lady in the hat, and there's a shaft of light. It's not from the light bulb, it's from the window behind, which the hat fits in beautifully. I like the very soft contrast, the soft tones. It's almost an abstract image. The light bulb is the only thing in it that is sharp, but it's about the light, it's about the shade, and it's about the shape of the hat. With street photography, hats are a great theme because they give some shape without necessarily identifying who somebody is. And you know, I'm pleased with this one. I like the blues and the slight greens here. I'm not usually a big fan of greens, but the blues and the greys contrast really nicely with these warm tones of the summer's day, of the orange in the light bulb and whatever this is over here, some wood perhaps. So yeah, slightly abstract image, bit of something more unusual from what I normally take. This image of the little lady at the bookstore in the marketplace is one that I actually initially intended to be part of a bigger image, but when I looked at it I realised that the parts that I really like about this image is just her, and particularly it works in black and white because it's the contrast between the deep blacks of her hat and her coat and this very prominent facial feature here, the smile, semi-smile, the chin and the nose, and it's that bit that I really love. It's almost abstract. It just strips her down to the very basic features, and there's beautiful drop off here with this 85mm equivalent Fuji 56mm lens. Yeah, and I think it just works by just focusing in on her. That's what the picture was about. In the video you see the larger version, but when it came to printing, black and white, focusing on her, and it's just this triangle here that is the important part of the image. So wandering around the market with the 56 or the 85 equivalent on the Fuji X-T5 just gives me a lot more reach really, and it's great for deliberate slowing down, something I'm not very good at, but just kind of catching people in corners at a distance, but also beautiful drop off on the lens because you can shoot at 1.2. Love it. This is more my usual kind of thing. Shot in the market on the Fuji 56mm. I love the colours in here, those soft reds, the blues and the whites. I'm really pleased with. I love the drop off. It makes the absolute most of this fabulous lens, probably my favourite lens. That's the older version of it. There's a new updated version which I haven't tried. This one's a little bit slow to focus, but when you're wandering around with an 85mm lens, then you're not going to be rushing anyway because you need to take your time to frame up. So here's this chap here in his white shirt, his fabulous beard, and he's centre of the frame. He's framed by the soft focus of this person here and the chairs and then the canopy. It's a really nice candid moment for me, and absolutely works in colour because of the fairly limited colour palette, even down to the coffee cups and the bottle of HP sauce. I think it's HP sauce, could be ketchup, I think it's HP. Anyway, I'm really pleased with it, and I love that sense of depth that you get from the 56mm f1.2 85mm equivalent. What a mouthful. Yeah, just really pleased with this image. I just want to really isolate this chap, maybe with the poster behind him, but there's, that's his daughter or something. And why do men with hats have to have people following them around, especially street photographers? I like that frame in there with the poster and the awning. What's going to walk into it? Time will tell. Four images that I'm far happier with than I was expecting, and even a couple of spares left over from that video, from that day's shooting. Bit of a Hopper-esque one here, and a much more brutalist black and white image from the car park. Gotta love a car park, and I have to say the Grand Arcade car park in Cambridge is probably my favourite. I think I'll save these for another day. You know, it's made me think I might even do a video of B-sides, you know, those images that perhaps didn't make the cut the first time, but when you come back to them and look at them, you think there's something really good in there. So save those for another day, hopefully not a rainy one. Thanks for watching the video. If you've enjoyed it, please do give me the traditional thumbs up, tell your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next one.